a question and just... How's that for an evil laugh?
My name is John Berchtold. I play the Barnacle King. Who is the Barnacle King? It's a very advanced question.
The Barnacle King's my favorite character.
Who's this weirdo?
He works with our parents in the Council of Murray. Nat, this is the Barnacle King.
He is the villain, but I don't think he sees himself as that at all. He is out to do what he thinks is right.
Humans breed trash. They commit massive wars, industrialize anything they get their grubby hands on, and then they throw their waste into our world, polluting our homes, poisoning our food, oiling our sky.
The Barnacle King is a phenomenal example of good intentions, bad execution. The Barnacle King has a really clear goal of wanting to keep his people safe, and he wants to make sure that humans stop polluting the oceans.
We won't mess this up. Okay, this is a legit mission. Real professional. Very important. It's about aquatic life. It's about asserting our independence and taking back what's ours.
He's also kind of goofy. He's mean, but he's also like an idiot.
Just my voice, it just naturally goes up. I don't know what it is, but it's getting there. And one day it'll be so powerful the ground will shake, and everyone will be scared.
Not to himself. He doesn't think that of himself. It's fun to play that kind of evil role that offsets everyone else in the cast and all the other characters, because you are the balance and you are the conflict.
Looks like we're gonna have to use our wits. Get back here.
The chemistry between BK and Blaubert is very fun. They hate each other and they're kind of stuck with each other, so they have to deal with that.
It would appear we've run aground.
You don't know what you got until it's gone. So when BK thinks that he's lost Blaubert, this person who he's picked on and bossed around this whole time, thinks he's lost him, and then he realizes what a great companionship he had and devastation, you know? But then, of course, Blaubert's all right, and Blaubert gives BK what he deserved.
Ugly, ugly, ugly little backstabber. If you ever leave me to get beat up by monsters again, I will not be taking another shot for your ungrateful pawn. You understand what I'm saying?
Have we met?
Probably not. Officially, I don't even exist. Name's Mr. S.
I'm Cambell Dodson, and I play Stanley. He's very much like this, the ordinary guy who is kind of whisked away on an adventure. But instead of him being a good guy, he becomes a bad guy.
Stanley! Shut up!
Stanley having a big dramatic shift in character at the end of season 2 to where he is now wasn't planned really. It all came really natural, I would say. The most difficult part for me was the scene in episode 7 of season 2 when he gives that big monologue.
Then you showed up. And all I wanted to do was hang out with you and be your friend and talk about life and movies and
because that's his big reveal.
And you don't get to hang out with mermaids by kidnapping them. You have to be a good person.
Stanley realizes the wrongs that he's done, but the best thing that he can do is like forgive and just move on and not like beat himself up for it.
He was just too powerful, okay?
These days, he has that thirst for adventure that was introduced to him in season 2, and that very much carries over into season 3, I think.
Stanley's definitely a little bit crazy. He's got some weird stuff going on, and that's what kind of makes him a huge asset in season 3.
I always think that he's a wild card, and I've said that at the beginning of the show, and I still think that is now, because again, he is like this ordinary kid, but then all of a sudden in season 3, it's like, oh, by the way, I have these group of friends who are conspiracy theorists, and he helps like figure out where like these things are.
They're attracted to the kelp. That's where he is. Stanley for the win. We've got to go. Come on, guys, let's go.
Oh. And then he's also kind of a master of disguise that we find out. So it's just kind of like, he's just kind of everything.
I definitely think that Stanley as a character, obviously also Cambell as an actor, they're both very like flexible, and they like kind of like slipping into different skins and just kind of seeing like what does the world look like from a different place.
So I think that's really funny, and I think that makes him really interesting. I hope that keeps the audience on their toes about Stanley. Like, what is he able to do next?
My name is Marcella Di Pasquale, and I play Valerie in Life as a Mermaid. She's a little mean sometimes. She's a little bit aggressive, which I actually kind of relate to.
For a small find is
we don't need any of your made-up gibberish! Valerie's, I feel, like a natural leader, and she can kind of convince people to do what she wants.
Point number 1, it's underwater. I'm a mermaid, and you're not. Point number 2, I do have a plan, I just didn't feel the need to share it with you.
She's also just sort of the voice of reason.
You sound just like my sister. Why am I the only person that thinks reasonably?
Trouble at home?
I feel like as a character, Valerie and Madison are very different, and I feel like they're sisters, but they were kind of raised very differently.
You just tried to change me back permanently? Without my permission? Madison, you can't keep your legs. You have to go back home, and Beatrice said that—
I am a neutral party in this situation. Valerie thinks that merpeople's identity is that they are merpeople, and when her sister is sort of, crossing over between the two, it really freaks her out, and all she wants is just take her sister back, don't interact too much with the humans, and head back home safely.
The reason Madison started all this was because she wants to interact with humans. I'm worried that she'll want to keep her legs.
And what if she does?
Well, I'm here to fix it. She's a mermaid. She's getting her tail back. Whether she likes it or not.
As a character, Valerie's really developed, because when she came in season 2, she did not like humans, didn't want anything to do with them, didn't trust them, and now she's totally friends with them. She also really thought in season 2 that she knew everything.
Well, let's just change you back first, and then we can— I said not now.
Val, give her a minute.
Madison, it'll only take a second. Just let me change you back. Maybe I don't want to turn bad. I can do it.
Season 3, she learned that, you don't have to always know everything. It's okay to not know everything.
I just wanted to bring our two worlds together. That's all I wanted. Guess I was wrong to think I could have both. No, you weren't. I was.
At the end of the season, we see her connect to the humans, and we see her understand that there is obviously good and evil on both sides. And it has nothing to do with whether you're a human or a merperson.
I'm really sorry, Will, that I didn't trust you with the relics. I just get so sure of myself sometimes.
You use your hand for support, right? And then you kind of hoist your leg up for more support.
Gotcha.
My name is Nick Slimmer, and I play Will on Life as a Mermaid.
My tracker.
I think Will's changed a lot since season 2. I think he's a lot more welcoming and a lot more friendly. Not that he was necessarily unfriendly. Well, he was kind of unfriendly.
Well, you really don't care about anybody else but yourself, do you?
He has a line in season 2 where he's talking to Madison about how friends are there for a little bit and then they leave, and there's really no point in having friendships.
Feelings are temporary, Madison. People care and then they don't. First you're somebody's friend, and then all of a sudden it's just... There's just no consistency. I don't have time for this.
You can't just throw out equations and numbers and expect everything to work out.
Well, it works for me.
Well, it doesn't work for me.
I totally think Madison is someone who pushes Will to be a better person. I think he just hasn't had someone like that in his life before.
I think we've all been in situations where we have a very strong self-interest, and it's exactly the opposite of the interest of the person we love, and we have a really hard time battling out what to do about it. Will is in exactly that spot.
You sure you don't want to at least think about it? It's kind of a big decision.
Think about what?
I mean, come on. Look how easy this has been. We can finally dance together and walk on the beach. Think of all the adventures we can have together. We haven't even started.
Will wants to do the right thing for his girlfriend, but he can't really look past himself at times. There's a valid argument to what Will is saying. It's just unfortunately that he does have a self-interest in that argument that makes the argument a little bit unstable.
Madison combines his two loves of her and then of the ocean and being an oceanographer, and he just wants to explore more of that world, and she's kind of that key.
I mean, this is who you are. We shouldn't try to change that.